Jake Paul, it's clear to me you are desperate for a reality check. You know what? If I made my money impressing 4-year-olds on YouTube and managed to somehow become a multi-millionaire from it, I'd probably live in a dream world too. But let me explain something to you about combat sports. There are a whole bunch of men out here who will never be as famous as you, will never make the money you've made, who would kick the living fuck out.
Oh, he's fighting a 57-year-old champ now. What's
58.
58. Don't want to take a year away from you, Mike.
He's fighting a guy that's almost 60 years old. And you know what I mean? I mean, that says it all. That says it all. There's nothing else that needs to be said. That's his shtick. That's his thing. He fights guys that are old, usually undersized guys, older, undersized guys. But he's fighting Tyson here, and him and Tyson are going to make a shitload of money.
A bunch of money.
Andrew Tate has just revealed the unusual details of his fight contract with Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer. The two have been trading insults online for months, and while it was clear tensions were building, no one anticipated the situation to escalate this dramatically.
Fucking internet. If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living fuck out of a fucking goofy, fucking entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate.
You might have a fight on your hands.
That would go crazy.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. No, seriously.
I'm
Let's
about
do
the
it.
action. Like I'm less talk now. Like
You just don't see it as a sustainable thing.
He fought Tommy Fury and lost. Where's that rematch?
What makes this fight particularly intriguing is that, unlike the typical staged hype we've seen before, this one comes with genuine tension, massive stakes, and some questionable clauses that might leave you wondering if it's all a recipe for disaster.
All he fights are old guys and whatever, but listen, say what you want, he wins. And he makes money. So he's doing his thing.
Two brothers, one cage. Jake Logan, you Tristan. Who comes out alive?
You know what? I'm trying so hard to not start internet beefs. I'm really trying not to.
You could say Jake and Logan, man.
Bro,
Don't worry about it.
No, I can't lie. I'm going through life. I'm trying to live peaceful now.
Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed top G and former kickboxer, has been at odds with Jake Paul for what feels like an eternity. Jake, determined to prove he's more than just a fighter fueled by money and height, sees this as the perfect opportunity to showcase his boxing skills. And who better to face than Andrew Tate, who never misses a chance to declare himself unbeatable. The fight is set to take place in Romania, but let's be real, it's not about the venue. It's about the animosity. These two can't stand each other, and that's sure to make for an explosive showdown.
me versus Andrew Tate.
Wow.
But here we are, so we can talk about that side note announcement. And please go watch the episode.
Hold on a second. What you mean you versus Andrew Tate? Because
No, I'm not saying a fight. I'm saying like our back and forth. He talks shit about me and like says he wants to beat my ass or can beat my ass and all this stuff.
I think there's a better fight to make.
Now, let's talk about the real star of the show, the contract. Andrew Tate has gone all in on transparency, revealing the fight's contract details. And trust me, it's a roller coaster. The stakes are sky high. The penalties are absurdly hilarious in a cringeworthy way, and the clauses feel like a mashup of WWE theatrics and Shark Tank negotiations. Honestly, this is where things get really interesting. Let's be clear. Everyone knows why this fight has people buzzing. Money. Big money. Tate and Paul aren't stepping into the ring just for clout. No, they both struck jaw-dropping deals with contracts so outrageous they'd make even the most seasoned negotiators do a double take.
If my brother doesn't fuck you up, I will. And it has to go down. But I don't think he gets in the ring with one of us. I think it's too big of a risk.
The winner of this fight is set to take home a massive $10 million. Sounds great, right? Well, there's a twist. If it goes to the judges' scorecards instead of a knockout, the payout drops to $5 million. That's right, half the prize. With that kind of cash on the line, you can bet neither Tate nor Paul will let this drag out. They're going all in for the full amount. Every punch, jab, and feint will count as if their bank accounts depend on it, because they do. And if that wasn't enough, The contract includes random, no-notice drug testing, adding even more pressure. Any shady plans to gain an edge? They'll need to think twice. This fight isn't just about skill. It's a battle on every front.
Hardest sport in the world, and people dedicate their lives to this, and most of them never get a payday. It never pays off for the majority of fighters, all of which would fuck you up. I'm one of the lucky ones. I made a little bit of money. I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you. So this is your offer. $3 million.
The penalties in this fight are no joke. If either fighter fails a drug test, they don't just lose the match. They face a massive financial hit. For Andrew Tate, who spent years building his top G persona, or Jake Paul, determined to protect his undefeated streak, a failed test would be catastrophic. It's the kind of image damage that could shatter their careers. Both know they have to stay clean, because the fallout from failing would be far worse than losing the fight. Is it any surprise Tate pushed for this clause? The man's a strategist, and ensuring a level playing field aligns perfectly with his long game mentality. As for Jake Paul, well, let's just say his track record with rules doesn't exactly inspire confidence. This clause raises the stakes for both, and that's not all. There's no rematch. If Jake knocks out Tate or Tate submits Jake, it's over. No second chances, no next year. One fight, one winner, all the glory. This contract is packed with so much drama, tension, and chaos, it could give the most over-the-top soap operas a run for their money.
You are desperate for a reality check. You know what? If I made my money impressing 4-year-olds on YouTube and managed to somehow become a multimillionaire from it, I'd probably live in a dream world too. But let me explain something to you about combat sports. There are a whole bunch of men out here who will never be as famous as you, will never make the money you've made, who would kick the living fuck out of you. This is the hardest sport in the world, and people dedicate their lives to this, and most of them never get a payday. It never pays off for the majority of fighters, all of which would fuck you up.
This raises the stakes to an entirely new level. No rematch means the loser has no way to bounce back, no excuses about an off night or bad luck, and no shot at redemption. That's some serious pressure. For Jake Paul, it's the ultimate test. He's constantly battling the just a YouTuber label, and a loss here would destroy his undefeated record with no second chance to set the story straight. For Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed top G, the risk is just as high. Imagine getting knocked out by a YouTuber turned boxer. The internet would erupt, and his carefully crafted persona could take a serious hit. This fight is a one-shot deal, and for both men, the stakes couldn't be higher.
I think you're focused on boxing boxers, people that are in the space that you reside.
Jake, I know he's been talking shit about you, bro. Yeah. But with your blessing, can I beat the shit out of Andrew fucking Tate?
100%.
Let's dive into another juicy detail of the contract, the weight clause. Both fighters are required to make weight, and failing to do so will cost them 30% of their paycheck. This isn't the typical weigh-in drama seen before most boxing events. This is real, with serious money on the line. Miss weight, and a huge chunk of your payday vanishes instantly. For two fighters who thrive on their image and brand, a public failure like this could be devastating. It's not just about looking good for the cameras. Missing weight signals unpreparedness, a major red flag in boxing. If you can't even get your body in the right shape for a fight, how can anyone believe you're ready to step into the ring and win? For Tate, who prides himself on discipline, and Jake, who's worked hard to establish himself as a legitimate boxer, failing to make weight would deal a serious blow to their credibility and reputations.
Oh, he does tend to keep those guards down, but he's comfy at that point.
And let's not overlook the pay-per-view clause. This is where things get even wilder. Both fighters are set to receive 50% of the PPV sales. That's right, every dollar fans spend to watch this fight goes straight into their pockets. What does this mean for the total payout? A massive payday. Both Jake and Tate have enormous social media followings, and fans will be lining up to see this clash of egos unfold. We could be looking at record-breaking PPV sales given the drama and hype surrounding this matchup. This isn't just any fight. It's the most talked about showdown of egos in recent memory. With that kind of money on the table, expect both fighters to bring their A game. Not only in the ring, but also in the marketing. They'll be promoting this nonstop, ensuring everyone knows just how high the stakes are. As the tension builds, so will the PPV sales. If you're a betting person, the real gamble might be on how much cash this fight generates from fans eager to watch the spectacle.
If you want to fight, you want to set a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living out of a goofy, entitled dickhead.
So what does this all mean? If you thought celebrity boxing was a joke, think again. This fight is shaping up to be one of the most intense, drama-packed matchups of the year. The contract alone is enough to keep you on the edge of your seat. With $10 million at stake, no rematch clauses, random drug testing, and heavyweight penalties, these two aren't just fighting for glory, they're fighting for their careers. This is no longer just a fight. It's a spectacle, an ego battle, and a money-making machine all rolled into one. Will Jake Paul keep his undefeated record intact? Will Andrew Tate prove he's truly unbeatable? Or will one of them make a catastrophic mistake and lose it all? Whatever happens, this fight is bound to go down in history. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think it's all just hype? Or will this be a showdown for the ages? Let me know where you stand. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're as excited for this chaotic fight as I am.